So just to introduce, I'm Amit Vaidya. I'm heading metering business for Xylem. Xylem is a US-based company which is more than 5 billion. We have approximately 70,000 people and working across Europe, more than 40 countries. We have a presence in India in almost all the major cities. We have a factory in Baroda, and we have an international technology center in Baroda as well as in Bangalore. My slide will be focusing more on solving water utility challenges, and I will be focusing more on one part of it. So if you really see, what are the major challenges as in a corporation you see. One is the stressed water supply. There is an aging infrastructure, pipes are out, flooding, stormwater, regulatory compliance. You need water is in a service, so tariff is an issue. There is a non-revenue water, and of course, there is a cost and labor issues. However, I will mainly focus on non-revenue water, which is one of the key focus right now under the central government. And so non-revenue water in turns actually is in a simple word, when you bring the water into the city and distribute towards citizens, say you got 100 MLT. Right now the situation in India, and I think in most of the developing countries, the reduction, the water loss at the distribution level is in a tune of more than 40 in the range of 40 to 50%. Most of the Indian city has the same behavior. And this, so I will be focusing more on NRW. So when you see this specific slide, it's about journey a corporation has to go, and people are talking about 24/7 water, but that 24/7 water cannot achieve on day one. You need to take some constructive steps, bringing it from network sectorization, creating DMS, doing some automation, metering, and then focusing on the commercial losses, monitoring the leaks. This is how you can actually achieve the 24/7 water, and at the same time, you can reduce your NRW. So these are the steps, and to more focus on the NRW, I broke this NRW into two sectors. One is the real losses, and the another one is apparent losses. The real losses is losses which is in majorly because of the leaks in the network, pipe rust. The apparent losses is majorly due to the metering losses, the water theft or the meter inaccuracies. If you really see in the percentage wise, if I say 45% is the NRW, almost more than 30% comes from apparent losses, and balance 13 to 15% comes from the real losses. So to just go into deep, the apparent loss solution has 3 blocks. One is the smart meters. The second one is the communication networks, because the smart meter has to send the data to communication through the communication to the control center, so that they can actually monitor what is the water consumption, what is the water audit, and this you can do on really an hourly basis, on real-time basis. So this slide actually represents the actual fact of the Indian site conditions, where currently there are mechanical meters, and this slide doesn't represent any specific manufacturer, but these are the technology limitation of the earlier technology, where we use mechanical meters. Those mechanical meters were never been smart. They have to be installed in very typical conditions. They measure air. Typically in India we have intermediate supply, so there is an air in the network. So this meter was never been able to see that whether there is a water or air. They just even record the air. Also, because of the high brass value, meter stealing was one of the key issue. So all this was resulting into increase of non-revenue, increase of maintenance, and increase of customer complaints. So now the era has gone, and now people are talking about smart meters. So these smart meters also had not came in electricity but also in water. These smart meters are actually static meters which has inbuilt communication facility. Also the metrology has been improved, means the accuracy of those meters has been much far better than the old mechanical meters. These meters can be installed in various conditions. You can install in horizontal, vertical directions. So these meters specifically got designed considering the constraint of earlier water meters in the field. And when we developed this specific meter, we took the inputs from the utilities and developed this particular product. And when we developed this, India was one of the key factors where we have considered the Indian conditions, the water quality, intermediate supply, and designed these specific meters. So if you really see, there is no moving part, so accuracy remains same over a period of time. This product has been designed for a life of 15 years. It has an inbuilt battery which serves more than 12 to 15 years. And actually, basically, this actually helps you in reduction of non-revenue. It reduces the maintenance because it doesn't have strainer and all. You don't have to go and clean those strainers in the field. You just fit and it works seamlessly. Not only the residential, but also the product has been developed to take care of the bulb sizes, which is more than 50 mm to 300 mm. And you can see these meters, which has been actually designed considering, because most of your revenue actually comes from these meters. These are commercial and industrial meters. This product actually designed for 20 years battery life. This also has NFC in case of blackout, means if there is no communication happening or if there is no display, you still can communicate with this meter and take the last reading. When we have designed, we have considered all those factors which a general the maintenance team face in specific to municipal corporation. There are various communication facilities. You can have a walk-by, drive-by type system. I always say, walk before you run. When you want to go for a marathon, you start with at least walk and then you run. So this specific meter has been designed for having the same hardware. You can start with a walk-by, drive-by system, and then later on, actually you can communicate through gateways or fixed data network. So for a walk-by, drive-by, you can have simple Android device, and meter reader can go and drive, and all the readings can be collected. Same meters without doing any reconfiguration can be upgradable to the fixed data networks or a long-range radio system. This is a typical example we are doing in Pune. So Pune is actually implementing 325,000 smart meters rollout program, and we are the technology partner of L&T, who is finally implementing this project in Pune city. So we choose one specific area, Ganesh Nagar, which is very which has mix of installation. And we actually did a small AMI pilot there. We use this gateway and antenna to collect the meter data. So 630 meters are getting pulled. So we created a small DMA. The yellow mark shows where the gateway has been installed. And all the 630 meters installed across the DMA are communicating every hour and sending the data to the control center every hour. We know what is the consumption over there of every consumer every hour. We started with actually having losses more than 80%, and now it has been reduced to 20%. We went to an extent that we monitor the water consumption of customer while he's recording less as compared to the average. And we found that in many cases there are so many unauthorized connections, and they was not actually using the water through this meter connection, but they was using the unauthorized connections, and there was so much of increase of NRW. So we went till those, and then with the help of the Pune Municipal Corporation, we disconnected those unauthorized connections, and we see the results where, earlier there was 10 lakhs water supply, now that's got been reduced to 7.8. The losses has come from 80 to 22%. So this is just a small example in the real field scenario in India, in Maharashtra, in a neighboring city, Pune. So anyone can go and see the actual installation over there. These are typical example where the smart meter has been installed under the water peak. It's still communicating. It's not something which is installed just on the air. It is in. You can see that there is a steel cover, and then there is cement cover. There are some installation in the metering box. Some of the meters are installed in horizontal direction, vertical connections. Generally, mechanical meter doesn't work. These meters are working absolutely correct. And these are typical example. We have also implemented fixed data network in Thames Water, which is one of the biggest water utility in UK, where we are implementing 3 million smart water meters with end-to-end connections. This has been used over a long-range radio of Sensus Xylem FlexNet network. Now focusing on the real, I know that time is up, but I'll just run through the quick one. That was about the apparent losses. These slides cover up real losses solution. So we have real losses solution in two. One is the permanent solution, and one is the temp solution. Like if you find some leaks, then you go assess, and you don't have to deploy it. Basically, you go and assess that condition and run through the equipment and see where the losses are. So typically, if you really see, we locate the leaks, and the leaks actually starts from a small leak, and it bursts into water. And actually, when we come to know, there is a burst. So there are solutions for identifying the leak. You can do a pipe assessment program, and trust me, about 95% the assessment which we did for the pipe network, 95% was where we don't have to replace the pipe. Pipe conditions were good. Only the 5% where we actually replace the pipe. So the point is, you can actually use these smart tools to really see whether what is the actual conditions of your pipe infrastructure at the site, and then accordingly take a call whether you really want to invest so much in your infrastructure. So these are some of the smart tools you can use, assess, and then take a call what to use or where to invest your money into. Some of the tools like smart ball, which is a free floating tool, is a smart ball. You just run through the pipe, and it detects where are the leaks. There are some tools which are actually has CCTV inside, and they actually gives you the exact location of the leak, and it does in a pipe assessment. So these are world-renowned tools, Sahara and pipe divers. You can, I'm here only, and we can discuss in more detail during the lunch. So there are some innovative tools which are available. Smart tools are available for concentrating on the real losses. Now about the permanent losses, where we have the permanent solution where we install some pressure sensors and acoustic sensors across your distribution network, and it gives you the real-time data, and you can see actually how your distribution is working. If you really see, that also has three views. One is the leak view, where it keeps monitoring how is your condition, where are the leaks, and if there is a leak, it sends you an alarm, and you can actually take the action. Surge view is basically concentrating the pressure transients, and it gives you that okay, this particular area, the pipe, the pipe has to get replaced. View is the overall platform where you can actually integrate all your data from metering to SCADA to your GIS, and it's a very common platform where you can actually see how your smart water network is working. So this is all about 24/7 monitoring time. This is a classic example, where we have found the leaks, and so my point is, as we are running time, I am available and we can discuss more. Yeah, let's solve the water, which is one of the biggest issue in India, and we are here to help you out as a technology partner. Thank you so much.